Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we'll say Kalam Yahweh Shemel Shah B'Shemel Kodash. The honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who do rule and teach well. Alright. We're just gonna make a basic, short, to the point video. Little woman, of course. The one to be edifying to the elect, hopeful elect. Right across the four corners. Alright. So this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Right, because we all got ears. Just talking about if you have the spirit to understand. Right, and only people that have the spirit to understand would be those lawful elect. Right, to the Rakah Kodash, the Holy Spirit. Right, that the Holy Spirit, you must be an Israelite. Right, a bloodline, blood seed line of your father, Israelite. Right, your father could look like whatever. As long as he is Israelite, you go back to so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. You got, you could be a little elect, but the Lord has to be dealing with you, He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Right? He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. He is the patience and the faith of the saints. Right? And that's these nations did. Right? Especially these Edomites. They led us people to captivity. Alright? With the northern kingdom, came down, jacked them up, burnt them at the stake. Did all the stuff that they did in the Inquisition and stuff that they were doing, to the Moors, the forced conversions or whatever. All that same torture and jacked up shit they were doing. Right? They did the same shit to the northern kingdom down here. Right? Torturing them, burning them alive, doing all kinds of horrid stuff. Right? To the southern kingdom. Right? They pretty much just trade deals with Ham to capture our people in exchange for guns and guns and like alcohol and all kinds of things like that. So that's these heathen did. Alright, so he that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. All these heathen are gonna go into captivity. He that killeth the sword must be killed with the sword. Alright, so that's these nations did. Right, they made war with us. Right, they killed us. Right, northern and southern kingdom, both tribes. These heathen made war and killed us, and had us in subjection. Right. Here is the faith. Here's the patience in the faith of the saints. Right. So here's the patience in the faith of the saints. Right. This is what the saints believe on. Right. Believe on and have patience and wait on. Okay. So we can look at that word patience, constancy, enduring. Right. This is what we endure for. Characteristic of a man. I'm reading this. All right, and this is G5281. All right. The characteristic of a man who is not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to faith and piety, even by the greatest trials and suffering. Right? Absolutely. And what is a great example of endurance that we always reference? Right? Looking at the 12 apostles back then, right? Even under great torture, right? All these horrid, executions, getting crucified, getting murdered, right? They didn't give up, right? And it's meant for us, the same thing, right? We're not supposed to be giving up or, quitting in the face of a possible execution, right? Which is prophesied that there will be certain of us who will be martyred for this truth by beheading, right? Because there's a reason why they got these different camps. I'm talking about the concentration camps and things like that to cordon the people and to cart them away. Right? Anyone that doesn't want to, follow and take that MOTB, they're just gonna round up people anyway, right? Just to get them, get them the MOTB. If you don't want to take it, have the guillotine. Say, hey, you want to take it, you're gonna get beheaded. All right, it's very real times we're living in. All right, so this is gonna be my next and last precept. I think it's over here. Damn, I think it might be 14. No. Yep. So, and by the way, the saints are the holy people. All right, and holy means separate. Okay, so separate holy people. The separate holy people are talking about you Israelites. Right? Remember Exodus 4 and 22. What did the Lord tell Moses to tell Pharaoh? Right, this people was my firstborn. Right, these are my chosen people. These are my people. Right, Lord does not change. Right, He's not changing on that. Right, so you know that Israel is those chosen people. Right, then you gotta go. Look at the prophecies and look at the scriptures, and they all point to the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans as being those people. Right, not fucking Russians and whatever these goofy guys come up with their own doctrines and whatever. Right, which a lot of these Amalekites, right, they came out of Russia, in that whole Caucasus region anyway, right, and just moved around pretty much. And came to that land and whatever, the Balfour Declaration, all that. There's a long history with that, but that was what Esau getting pushed out, and that's what they were dwelling at, the Rus, the Bulgars, the Magyars, and all those peoples. So they were hanging out at, doing vile shit. So this is Daniel 7 and 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatest of the whole kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory, right? So the kingdom, right? Kingdom of heaven, right? Everything, right? It's going to be gone to the people of the saints of the Most High, right? Of course, starting with Yahweh Shai, right? Then, King David, the 12, then you're going to have, that order, that 144,000, right? You're going to have, the rest of the elect, pretty much. So, right? And it's going to be an everlasting kingdom, right? So it's going to last forever. So some of these guys are out here saying that, like, hey, the kingdom is like gonna last for a time, but then we're gonna fight. Like they're gonna get a leg up on us. Listen, like the scriptures is very clear about the spiritual power. Like read Ezekiel 39. It was to talk about the missiles, how they shall destroy them without any sort of implement, without any weapon, shooting fire from our hands. Right, like all this stuff you read about, like in manga, like reading Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff, like Goku doing the Kamehameha, right? All that stuff isn't, that stuff is in the scriptures, man. And with some of these guys out here that do all these games and stuff, they be getting inspiration from the scriptures, man. Like Monster Hunter and like was it Legiacris and Leviathan and all that. But this is a tangent for another day. But yeah, right. And it's here, all dominions shall serve and obey him, right? And that means all dominions, all of them, all these heathen, right? They all gonna serve us, all gonna obey us, right? They're not gonna beat us in no, right? Jake is damn Stockholm syndrome, man. Right? Been in this place and you just like, what I mean? You just So you got cooked in this place, man. Like this place done mess with your head, man. All right, it's really the Lord that did that. All right, been here too long. All right, so but that's all through the Lord, right? The elect have attained it, but the rest are blinded. All right, it's Israel homeborn slave. So let that be that. Lord, it's edifying to the full elect. Let that be that, and that's a shalom.